Ladies and gentlemen, in the blue corner, we have the titan of professional wrestling, WWE. And in the red corner, the force behind the UFC-Endeavor. Now, watch them join forces in a merger that could only be described as a tag team championship partnership. But who's the real winner here? The shareholder or the wrestling fan? Well, new CEO Ari Emanuel, also known as the guy behind the character Ari Gold, tells us there are going to be synergies. So many synergies. You won't believe all the synergies. As for what they're calling the new co, it hasn't been decided yet. But Vince McMahon, the once almighty WWE chairman and CEO, whose family controlled WWE for more than 70 years, will slide over to serve as chairman of this new co, while handing over the controlling stake and CEO duties to Ari. Vince and Ari did an interview with CNBC this morning where Vince looked like he stepped straight out of an action-packed cartoon, playing both the stereotypical sinister bad guy and a muscle-bound 77-year-old who's never met a steroid he didn't like. Let's talk about the deal. It's pretty simple. WWE shareholders will wake up one morning after the deal closes to find that their new ownership has been body slammed by 51%, now owning only 49% of a new vehicle that is much larger and includes the UFC. It's like owning a smaller piece of a much bigger pie. Endeavor will now own 51% of the combined entity. They claim this deal will have great synergies thanks to what they call the flywheel, something I'm used to seeing on white papers of crypto pump and dumps. On the presentation to shareholders, they described what would happen to adjusted EBITDA as bar plus 3 missing bars equals bigger bar. As if they were too lazy to even explain how this merger works for shareholders other than to say, money, you're gonna make so much more money. Wait, isn't the flywheel synergies? Are we double counting synergies? Are there so many synergies that we can't even keep track of them anymore or bother to explain them? Why are we being so vague, Ari? Endeavor is an entertainment conglomerate with its hands in everything from sports to fashion. In fact, this morning on CNBC, when talking about the deal, 3 CNBC anchors disclosed that they are represented by Endeavor's talent agents. So if the flywheel model is supposed to be about creating synergies between Endeavor and their various businesses, does this mean that we're going to get to see Jim Cramer body slammed by Goldberg? We can only hope. As for Ari Emanuel, he is known for his fierce negotiation skills and tenacity. With Ari in charge, you can bet the house that the new company will be looking for more ways to make more money. And guess who will be footing the bill for all these synergies? Yep, that's right. You, the fan, the viewer. Of course, if you're watching our channel, you probably want to hear our thoughts on the stock. WWE stock's been a consistent performer over the years, while Endeavor stock has been less than stellar. Over the last 10 years, WWE stock is up over 900% and 46% over the last year alone. The stock has consistently beaten the S&P 500 over the last 1 year, 5 years, and 10 years. As for Endeavor, the ticker symbol EDR, although it trades around $22 versus the SPAC price of $10, the stock price is down nearly 18% over the last year. So it seems like WWE is the one carrying the team in this merger. But don't forget, Endeavor comes with a hefty amount of debt of over $2.6 billion, to be exact. As operators, both of these companies do generate significant amounts of free cash flow. UFC has seen its free cash flow increase from $111 million to $489 million over the last 3 years, with adjusted EBITDA of over $600 million in the last year alone. WWE, on the other hand, generated just under $400 million in adjusted EBITDA last year, with around a quarter the amount of free cash flow as Endeavor at around $125 million over the last year. Although UFC generates far more cash flow, as mentioned earlier, they do have considerably more debt, and WWE carries less than no debt, which is a little scary for WWE shareholders in a higher interest rate environment. So it kind of feels like WWE is being forced into a tag team match with a partner who's been bench pressing debt instead of free weights. The new entity will trade around 2.5 times net leverage. Now, we can't discuss the merger without touching on the recent allegations against Vince McMahon. This man has been accused of sexual assault multiple times and sweeping it under the mat with hush money. One can't help but wonder if Vince thinks that cozying up with Hollywood heavyweights will help him manage his reputation. So what does this mean for the stock of the combined company? Should you buy the stock? I'm not here to give financial advice, but I will say WWE has had a great track record in the past, and the combined entities will go on to generate probably around $1 billion in adjusted EBITDA. So if you're paying a $20 billion valuation, you're going to be paying around 20 times adjusted EBITDA. which I wouldn't say is cheap, but I also wouldn't say is expensive. And I would add that live sports or sports entertainment is a huge value add for anyone trying to get sticky users on a platform for companies like Google, Apple, or Amazon, who all have more money than God. As the story always seems to go lately with capitalism, big competitors inevitably end up on the same balance sheet. The WWE and Endeavor merger is a classic case of financial engineering that is hard to draw a path to winning for the customer. Fans should brace themselves for the likelihood of paying more money to watch the same content they already enjoy. And as for the synergies between the two companies, let's just hope we don't see UFC fighters starting to fight in the WWE ring, or Seth Rollins working in accounting for a talent agency. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching. If you could do me a big favor, please hit that like button, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. I would be greatly appreciated. Also, let us know what you think in the comments. Is this a good deal for wrestling fans? What do you think about it for shareholders? Let us know what you think in the comments section. I love you all.